Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Railroad underpass right north now. I don't know where everyone is going. Stock editorial, photos and video. Thank you. Yes, I am staying hydrated. There are a lot of people out here passing out water bottles. It's a real common thing. All right, so we're on the other side of the railroad. Okay, wow. There's a lot of people over here on 7th Street. at some of the protesters. Everyone's dispersing. So a huge chunk of the crowd just ran. All right, it looks like someone is throwing stuff. Some of the protesters are angry at other protesters for throwing objects. All right, yeah, we're getting hit. All right.
You shot me!
I may have been hit by pepper balls. All right, most of the crowd has retreated back to the intersection of 7th Street and 6th Avenue. So now most of the protesters are withdrawing. No one's really moving anywhere in particular. The crowd is just milling around. Some protesters are moving back up to the skirmish line where police just fired pepper balls after they started receiving like thrown bottles, and it looked like mainly just water bottles that were thrown at police. It's hard to see here, but there's a skirmish line of about at least 50 officers right in front of me. Right now, there's some people saying let's retreat. They're saying trying to get people to go back. I don't know if everyone is moving to a different location or what's going on. But after the official Black Lives Matter march that ended at the University of Arizona, the crowd at that point has tried repeatedly to cross over into downtown Tucson. But because of the railroad tracks, it's difficult to do so. So the story here tonight has been, it looks like we got something going on up here on 6th Avenue. I'm walking northbound on 6th Avenue. Just passing Miller's Surplus store. It's not clear if there's any particular direction to this or if anyone's leading this group. I don't see any violence here. No signs of looting or anything like that. You'll hear a lot of coughing right now. People were breathing in some of the mist, the pepper ball, police pepper ball mist, powdery mist, like a cloud. Very easy to breathe in and carry. So some of the people are still heading north on 6th, but for the most part, this crowd is starting to disperse.
Just search Sacramento. Yeah. That's right, Johnny. Multitasker's dream. I'm just blown away by the quality of that NASA camera. It's just amazing. I'm on a 4K terminal here, so looking at the quality of that.
All right, I'm gonna have a seat here.
Is it in 4K?
Get some water.
Wow, it's in 1080, but good God, it looks like it's in 4K. Let me look for Los Angeles, and I'll get Los Angeles up there somewhere. Hold on.
Thank you.
Okay, that Arizona one seems a little dead, so I think I'll abandon that
It's fairly quiet here.
That space one's getting interesting, though, I'm not going to lie. I love space, too. That is beautiful.
This was a bad day to leave my safety glasses at home.
But it's okay. I got 4 windows. I can leave it up. If something gets really crazy on one of the 3 streams, I'll pop it up to full screen so we can watch it in full screen, and I'll look for the audio. I think I'm going to switch to the audio for Sacramento. What do you think? See what they're saying down there. He's wearing a Speedmaster.
There are very few people here.
The digital,
and it looks like
electronic,
the police will likely
with the
advance
hands.
here some more, heading east on 7th Street. There isn't much resistance. There isn't anyone right up close to the police line.
Sacramento. Let me see if I can get the sound on Sacramento.
Peaceful assemblies. We have a right to our freedom of speech. That's a constitutional right. They're trying to impose on city code and ARS statute, which cannot impose on
Here's
our
Sacramento's, I think.
Of freedom. Our freedom of speech.
Oh no, hold on.
They cannot abandon.
There is no curfew in Tucson, right?
Sacramento.
They're not enforcing the city code. They're just making the post office. What the fuck does that mean? That's like reasonable that. What the fuck does that mean?
Trying to find the audio for Sacramento. Wow, that satellite. That solar panel. On the station. I'm assuming they're on the IS International Space Station. That solar panel, just beautiful. Look at that. Holy smokes, that's amazing. That's live. Okay, let me find the audio feed for the Arizona while I'm getting distracted here. The Sacramento. Where is it? George Floyd. Alasha. It is Alasha. It is her. Oh, she just ended it. Okay. Hollick Johnson.
I gotta look away. You can see I'm getting hit. Yeah.
You can see the embers here.
Yo, so what I did is I was ahead of that crowd. I fucking went back around. Motherfuckers are trying to get back to their shit right now, but the road's blocked off on J Street in downtown.
I gotta look away.
This shit is crazy. I've seen combat. Combat's definitely fucking crazier than this, but
Yeah, you can see
this is chaos. And go home.
All right, I'm gonna take cover
It's
behind
fucking
the car.
chaotic. It's chaos.
I don't want to get hit
It's
in the
fucking
eye.
bad.
I am John Riley, a police officer.
And right there's all the facts on J Street, because this is where they broke into the Sprint PCS at, and a couple other shops, man. But there was one shop with a bunch of
That John Riley guy again, huh?
hanging out in it. They didn't break it down. Motherfuckers are real smart. I don't know if he hired them motherfuckers to be there, or if they work there and they own that spot, but the motherfuckers walked right by it. They didn't even touch it. They didn't even look at it. Waved at them. But here's the crowd again. Motherfuckers are just ahead of police. Oh, police right there on the right. I'm in the middle of this shit because you can smell it. Everybody's yelling George Floyd. Of course. I'm just sidebining.
Welcome everybody to this live channel. All this channel ever does is live
Yeah,
stream.
so that's right there. That's head on with
Join my sister channel
police on the right.
that I'm trying to
On
get
the
up to
left.
1,000 subscribers so I can separate the content out, please.
So they're just confronting the police right now. To the motherfuckers, fire on them. Up, I see more fucking masks moving toward the front. So here comes extra. Oh, somebody threw something. Boom! Somebody threw something. Bop, 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 bop. They started popping on their ass. They started popping on me. How long is this shit gonna go on? They'll shoot you with a rubber bullet.
I have a very liberal chat. You can really say whatever the fuck you want, but no racism, please. Thank you.
They popping on them. They popping on them. They shooting those canisters. They popping on them. They popping on them. Motherfucker
You
really
won't get
can't
deleted
breathe
for
right
arguments. You won't get
This
deleted
shit
for
is
your point of
crazy.
view or
You really can't breathe right now.
really anything. Just racism, please, and spam.
Niggas really can't breathe
Will
right now.
delete you.
Hey, get your ass out my way. Hey, what up? You can't breathe for real. The niggas is smoking on them.
Oh
The
shit!
niggas is smoking on you. You really can't breathe. Oh man, I got a bitter corner. That shit got so thick,
This guy's got jokes.
so quick. The motherfuckers, hey, what they did is back them up on the next block, and oh my god, they came in. I started seeing all the masks. I was like, wait a minute, there's more masks coming. They get ready to light up some masks, and then boom, they lit up some masks. This shit is crazy, man. Motherfucker need to go home, take a break, eat some motherfucking donuts or some cereal. Motherfucking some cereal with milk if you got some milk. God damn, I can't breathe either after that fucking round right there. I was on the edge of that shit.
It's
I
my
wanna
other
get out, but a
channel,
nigga like me in some
AIFG.
motherfucking
I need to
shorts and
get
a
my
tank
brand new
top right
channel that
now.
I just
I
started
was just coming from a birthday
a few
party.
hours ago.
I saw all the smoke over
I
the
started
city,
a
and
new
I was
channel
like, oh,
a
that's
few hours
protest
ago.
smoke.
I
So I just
probably don't
started
have any
riding around and
subscribers
shit.
yet. I'm just now
Now
trying to
niggas
get the
up on
subscribers
protest
on
smoke.
there.
Motherfucking high as a kite.
Here's the link. That way I can separate out the content from my live streams.
That's just parking that right there. They parked right there. They got
Most
two
of my
people-
current
got two people
subscribers
watching
don't
the
want to
cars.
have anything to do with
And
live
they
streams
came
of
over here
rioting and
and they
things like
fucking
this.
bammed
So I
up
want to separate out the content.
They went down that
But you
street.
need 1,000 subs to live stream.
When they went down that street, the next street over, J Street, they met up with all their buddies. Oh man, it was all bad. It was 100 motherfuckers up there. Now they all smoked out. Motherfuckers really can't breathe. Look at this big body. He's fucking pissed. He's pissed. Taquitos de 7-Eleven. Taquitos de 7-Eleven.
Take it easy, Waddy. See you later, man. I'm short on streams, man. I'm looking.
All right, there's a group that's gradually
Let me
coming
see if I
out
can
into
find
the
something else
street.
here on YouTube, but it was kind of hard. If anybody has any other
This is
stream
new.
suggestions, throw them up.
In the last minute. They came from this alley here behind Miller's Surplus. And then they came right out here.
Usually when it gets this late at night, there's not many people live streaming anymore.
All right, we got a car rolling out. The car is approaching the police line. You can see the police over there at the end. This car is trying to get out. So we got a car full of people. I'm going to try to stay to the side. I don't want to be downrange pepper balls. So I'm coming over here to the side. This car rolled up, stopped here. People got out. Looks like they're trying to lead and protest here. So in a matter of only 10 minutes, you have a coalescing of protesters near the skirmish line. It just goes to show you how quickly. Okay, we got rocks coming. The guy next to me just threw something, so that's the worst situation for me, is to be associated. All right. What? I'm filming everything. Everything. I'm filming them too. I've been hit by pepper balls.
I usually get that too. Like, oh,
Eric, man, tell her to shut the fuck up. Can we type and tell her to shut the fuck up? Okay, there's nothing on YouTube. YouTube's dead. I'm the only one on YouTube that's got anything going on to do with this. If anybody knows any YouTube links, send them in.
We've got a situation now where there is a Tucson police vehicle that pulled up along with the line. I'm using this post recover. I'm getting low battery warning here. Alright, I'm going to back up here to figure out what my battery issue is. Alright, I'm going to set the phone down while I get
we got bottles of water. We got water.
Alright, I'm getting my battery charger on.
That guy in the upper right looks like he's just walking home from the riots. Doesn't look like anything else going on
I'm
with
plugging
him.
in right now.
I'm going to switch him out in a second. The one in the bottom has the most action.
Sorry about the shot here. I'm plugging in my phone. I've been live streaming all day, or all night. So I'm low on battery, but should be all good now. All right, so there's a new line here, and it's sort of forming right behind a bar.
Do that, bro, shit.
What's up, kid from France? Bonjour. Bonjour. I'm half French, buddy. Yeah, everything on the screen is live. This screen, every screen is live. We're going to watch the Arizona. I'm sorry, I have the banner up to Sacramento. This is actually Arizona. Arizona.
This woman is handing out water in a cooler right in front of me.
Hey, just to be sure, this is freedom of religion. I'm using my freedom of religion. I'm out here praying with nature. So please respect my religion. Keep children! No officers charged! No justice has been served! Daddy Jones! No officers charged! Justice has not been served! Kevin Matthew! No officers charged! Justice has not been served! Michael Knoll! No officers charged! Justice has not been served! Miguel Espinal! No officers charged! Justice has not been served! Roy Nelson! No officers charged! Justice has not been served! Nathaniel Pickett! No officers charged! Justice has not been served! Cornelius Brown! No officers charged! Justice has not been served! Jamar Clark! No officers in charge! Justice has not been served! Richard Perkins! Jamar Clark! Michael Lee Marshall! Alon Smith! Anthony Ashford! Dominic Hutchinson! Lamontrez Jones! Rashawn Cole! Christopher Kimball! Nana LaRoche! Jason Champion! Brian Overstreet! David Felix! Terry Lee Chapman! Samuel Harrell! Norman Cooper! Brian Acton! Daryl Brown! George motherfucking Floyd! 1 more officers in charge! Justice is still not served! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! 100 people in 1 fucking year that are recorded! Fuck you!
I totally understand, but mission statement. We'll get it started, and we'll find a peaceful resolution to get. Can you repeat the names of the ones they met?
Can we repeat the names after? Daniel Defoe!
good.
Michael, no!
Is that his car? Yeah, we're trying to get his car. We've been spending most of the night boarding up the Fox. We work for the Fox. Okay. We just want to get the car out of here and get out of here. You know what I mean? We've been swinging hammers for hours. We're really tired. And he's just a little nervous because this is a really big, sensible thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, good bit of the day. Boarding stuff up. Yeah. Thanks for talking to me. Yeah, no problem. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Anthony Ashford, Dominic Hutchinson, Lamontes Joe, Rashawn Paul,
TGV.
Nana LaRoche, Jason Champion, Ryan Overstreet, David Felix, Terry Lee Chapman, Samuel Harrell, Norman Cooper, Ryan Acton, George Floyd, Justice has no deserve.
It was a good live stream.
It's 20 fucking 20. Why are we still fucking doing this? Why do we ever fucking do this? We're all fucking human. Fuck you.
So the crowd here is about 50 meters away from the skirmish line. Police line over here. 50 meters, you have the crowd over here. Earlier in the night, the crowd was up very close to the police line. However, after the tear gas was released and a lot of pepper balls were fired, it pushed the protesters back here. So you have this zone here in between where it's really creating more of a peaceful situation here. The crowd is actually generally pretty quiet. The police are very quiet right now. So now, if you see right here in front of me, the person in this car is trying to get out of here. He spent all day trying to board up something. The only problem is these guys are just trying to get out. They're unrelated to the protest. The question is, are the protesters going to move out of the way of this car? All right, now they're throwing rocks at the car.
They want us to be afraid. You know how we outnumber them? Like 1,000 to 1. Like 1,000 to 1. You're fine. good is majority. The good is majority. But they wouldn't like you to know that.
on the move, while others have gathered downtown where we've seen a number of smashed windows. And it was a frightening scene in San Jose tonight as a car drove into
Hi, I'm Rex Moore with the Motley Fool on Market.
Most people and most businesses can shoot a video like this. You'd agree, right? But what they
on Market Street, we witnessed several people going inside, smashing the storefront windows with hammers, and then going in and ransacking that store. That's when things kind of intensified. Then we saw some police officers in the line, then advancing the crowd westward. And so that's when we also heard at around 9 o'clock, San Francisco police declared that this gathering was an unlawful assembly. And then shortly after that, we were in the mix. We were with the crowd. And then we witnessed some objects being thrown towards the police officers. And then that's when some pepper balls were fired back by the police. Again, another announcement that it was an unlawful assembly, then threatening anyone in that area that did not disperse, that they would be arrested. That's when we decided to kind of go away from the crowd and then made our way back here towards Union Square. I can tell you this, about 10 minutes ago, the crowd had dispersed and it was more along the lines of 50 to 100 people. About 30 minutes ago, it was more like 200 to 300. And we did witness some looting and some damage and some property destruction.
And Kenny, from where you are, you know, earlier on in front of City Hall, that is where the protest was taking place. And so it's not to say that that's the group that's causing this, but then what happens is you get the disruptors that then take over and start kind of taking over the streets. So do you have a sense of, was this a part of the protest or kind of splinter groups?
You know, it's hard to say, but we did see several of the protesters walking from City Hall towards Union Square. We also talked to police officers who told us that they had information that the protesters would be walking towards UN Plaza and Union Square. Once again, you're taking a look at some of the video that we shot just a short while ago as protesters here on Market and 5th Street then advanced west using hammers, smashing some windows of storefronts, including one that's just really close to us, about 100 feet away. We witnessed people going inside that store and taking pretty much whatever they wanted. As you could hear in the video, some of the alarms going off. And then that's when it kind of intensified with the police officers. Then shortly after we witnessed the looting, that's when we saw them pushing this crowd west. And we are walking westbound here on Market Street. Things have quieted down just a little bit. And we are not seeing the crowd because we kind of made our way around back toward Market Street. I can tell you in that scrum where there were hundreds of protesters, there were about three buses that had stacked up. And so obviously a lot of the traffic was disrupted and the police were just trying to create some distance and essentially tell the crowd that it was time to go home. We are still certainly, things kind of picked up about 30 to 40 minutes ago and we're not sure what's going to happen now. But for the most part, it was a peaceful protest that started at San Francisco City Hall, and then it kind of picked up as it got darker.
Right. That's usually, unfortunately, what happens and what we saw happen in San Jose last night and in Oakland. And that video that you just showed us, that was inside the Target, and you could see the smashed windows, you could see the shopping carts overturned, and then people going inside almost like a free-for-all, just going in and grabbing what they could and running out of there. And police were just feet away. And I think what Dahlin was explaining is their, I guess their tactic and their mode of operation is not to take an aggressive stance, just to get the looting out of the area and protect the people, you know, the passerbys that are there, because they're obviously not making arrests and they're obviously not preventing the smashing and the looting that's happening.
Yeah, and Juliet, for the most part, it's not all these. For the most part, the protesters have been very peaceful. We just witnessed a few people going inside some of the stores that and the windows were smashed. But for the most part, peaceful protesters. And there have been some people. We witnessed some people being detained. Our photographer Miguel is right here. Just beyond in the distance, you can see someone seated there. Not sure what he's being detained for, but around the time when we saw some of the windows being smashed shortly before 9 o'clock, shortly after that, we did see this person being detained by San Francisco police. But it certainly has been an active scene and certainly a large police presence here at Union Square.
Obviously, yeah, you're along Market Street right there. And Kenny, do you get a sense? I mean, if for people in that area, obviously it's quieted down, so it's almost like you have this rush, and that happened in Emeryville, where there were, you know, dozens of people running in and taking over, and then scattering wherever they may go. So they kind of operate pretty quickly within like a 30-minute span.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened here as well. When we arrived at Market and Fifth, we had heard some reports of looting and some property destruction. And when we got here, it was still the police line had maintained. It was stationary at Fifth, and then shortly after that, things started escalating, and you had a line of policemen slowly making their way westbound, and they certainly gave the protesters notice. We were right in front of that police line, and we were, you know, next to several protesters. I would say maybe about 50 protesters, and there were only a few people who would stand right in front of the police officers. But we never saw a confrontation. We never saw the protesters getting in their faces. But after the police declared, after SFPD declared that the assembly was unlawful, that is when we noticed. My cameraman saw. We saw objects being thrown at San Francisco police officers, and that's when it scattered. That's when the crowd scattered. We heard a loud pop, and so we saw the crowd running farther west down Market Street, and that's kind of when we decided to kind of leave that area.
Okay, and what was that noise we just heard? Was that anything?
Not sure.
Okay.
We just saw a line of police vans turning onto Fifth Street from Market to Fifth. That loud bang that you heard, it's not right where we are.
Right.
So
Loud enough
I
to
don't
hear
want
it.
to speculate on what
Sure.
that was, but you know, there've been loud sounds throughout the night.
Right. You know, Kenny, that is exactly what happened last night. Well, first of all, in San Jose and then in Oakland, you'd see these protesters kind of starting to taunt law enforcement. And then once they declared an unlawful assembly, that's when they took a more proactive stance rather than de-escalate. That's when they said, all right, we need to curb this and kind of get matters into our own hands and make sure that we protect the community. All right, Kenny, we're going to circle back with you, and we're going to go back to Emeryville. So thank you so much, and stay on the line because we'll definitely come back to you. Let's go to Dahlin. I believe he is on the line with us now in Emeryville, where we saw a significant amount of looting going on. Dahl, are you with us?
Yeah, Juliet, I'm with you right now. I'm actually giving you a live picture of a mob that's in front of Lens Crafters here in Emeryville. It is a few doors away from Ross, where you guys saw the chopper footage. Again, this is a live shot. We are currently inside our van just to kind of stay away from all of that stuff because it gets very dangerous. That mob has been trying to get into that Lens Crafters for the past 15, 20 minutes. It's got very sturdy metal gate behind the glass door. They broke down the glass door and the glass windows, but they just have not been able to break through that metal barrier. And so they've been struggling. I'm assuming they're trying to get some free glasses and some expensive glasses. Not too far away, just a few doors down. Shannon, if you can pan over to Bethmo, a bunch of looters are inside Bethmo right now, carrying boxes and boxes of liquor and wine and alcohol. Still a lot of people. You can probably see it right there. I'm looking at the same video that you're looking at. People are coming out with boxes of liquor right now. No cops around here. They are guarding. There are cops about maybe half a block away. They're guarding Bay Street Shopping Center. If you guys are familiar with this area, Bay Street Shopping Center is literally the street next over. A lot more expensive, more of what they call the high-end stores. You got, for example, the Apple Store is right there. H&M is right there. For example, Banana Republic is also over there. So what they call considered high-end stores, and so they're guarding that area, not letting looters get to that area. This area, no police to be found. I'm not saying that the cops are choosing and picking to protect the high-end stores, but maybe they feel like that was a better spot because the looters haven't gone over there, and that's why they think it provides a defensible location for them. Here, it is packed with looters in this area, so it's hard for them to come in here without really having a confrontation with these looters, and that's why I think they're backing away and basically allowing these looters to do whatever they're doing. There's a Joseph A. Bank, heavily damaged. Suits, ties, cufflinks, gone, guys, all gone. I mean, they have emptied out everything. There is a Sprint, gone. There's a Metro PCS, phones gone. I mean, people are running out. Interestingly, saw people running out with bags, Sprint bags with boxes of phones inside those bags. And not too far away, I saw a cash register, empty cash register on the ground in the parking lot. Of course, all the cash has been taken out by the time we saw the cash register. So it is a very sad scene to see what's happening here. Again, the cops are still over at Best Buy. They're guarding Bay Street. You're looking at a lot of cars just kind of driving out. So these cars are basically just going from one shopping area to another shopping area, loading up, and then just leaving. I mean, it is a madhouse right now. It is a sad scene, Juliet.
Yeah, it's a grab and go. And, you know, we should mention that all of these stores there have been temporarily closed because of COVID. And so it's not like they were filled with customers or anyone. These looters are essentially busting in through the glass doors, going in, taking what they can, filling up shopping carts. And then, as you're saying, obviously they have a standby car to put all the items in and then bolt out to the next area. And it really seems like they kind of do a hit and run where they're in the area for no more than 30 minutes or so, and then they kind of hopscotch to another location, because we've seen so many. Even in your list, you talked about Ross and Best Buy, the Nordstrom area, Men's Warehouse, Lane Bryant, Bevmo. All of these areas hit in Emeryville. It's just ongoing.
How many of you have had a job and you wake up and you say, oh, I don't want to go to that place today? Now you're here at UEI. You have the courage to come here, and we're here to help you discover what it is you want to do. Boom, you got it.
Put this on our patient's arm.
You want to make a change in your life?
There you go.
You've taken the first step to do that. Good job, Ms. Liz.
So let's keep working on your resume.
We're here to help you change your life and getting to the career that you enjoy.
This is incredible. A credit card that delivers innovation, value, and service. Each card weighs 22 grams and is made with a unique blend of stainless steel and carbon. Choose a 24-karat gold, black PVD coating, or brushed stainless steel surface. A difference you can feel. When it comes to using your points, the luxury card takes the lead. For airfare, points redeem at a rate of 2% on any airline with no blackout dates or seat restrictions. And you get up to 2% for cash back. And the benefits keep coming. Receive annual airline credits, no foreign transaction fees, and global travel services. Plus, get access to airport lounges.
This particular shopping area, there are looters that are just going in, grabbing and going and taking at will loads and loads of jackets. And this isn't the only spot. There have been several other places along Ross, H&M, as you can see there, the Nordstrom, Men's Warehouse. So we're seeing this acts of looting that are happening in Emeryville, also in San Francisco, in Union Square. We have reporters that are covering this as well. And Daw Lin is in Emeryville, and he's been covering this and telling us that it's getting to a point now where it's not the protesters, Brian, that are doing this. It's anarchists, and they're there for one reason, and that's to steal. And it's not for a message or a statement or a protest.
And folks who just joined us on the broadcast end of KPIX 5. Again, those of you joining us, we have breaking news from KPIX5 following acts of violence on the streets of Emeryville tonight. You're looking at looting in Emeryville, where a number of stores